Well, the line that I drew before is now not meeting up, so got to redraw the line and scribble on that one so I make sure I don't accidentally cut on that one. He said this is not going to be perfect, but as long as it's good enough to keep all my stuff in here and keep it dry and get it out of where it is now, that's all that I care about at this point in time. Well, I got part of the cut, not the whole thing. My battery died. I may have another one charged, but I am not going to worry about it. I am going to finish this another day. I didn't want to leave this up anyway, for just in case. This board is a bit warped now, which is making it harder to work with. Probably will have to use the Sawzall to cut it the rest of the way because it's on a curve. It's kind of hard to do that with a regular circular saw. Well, I'm ready to get back to work. I've got my circular Sawzall all ready to go, reciprocating saw, whatever you want to call it. I don't really like using one of these. They vibrate me tremendously and can actually give me vertigo. As you see, I've got the tarp back up. I hadn't planned on putting it up until I had everything done, but it actually started raining yesterday. We didn't get much rain. Oh, sorry about that. But I wanted to keep everything dry, and at least it gives me some shade to work in. And it's cut. Messed up a little bit in the one spot because I'm not really used to using this, but that's okay. This doesn't have to be perfect. So fun part is going to be getting it back up where it belongs, especially since my helper is sitting on the other end of it. Callie, yeah, you're going to have to move. Cute as you are, you can't stay there. Well, it's not perfect, but I got the first one up. I'm going to cut a piece now to fit in here, and I can get the other one up, and then I can do the front and leave it for the door. I don't have the hinges for the door. They did not have them when I was in the store the other day, so I've got to go to another store that sells them. They don't sell them in the store I was in. And I might have to undo up there because this is sticking out a little bit. I might have to push the frame back in a little, but that's not a big problem. I can do that with no problem. Well, this piece is definitely big enough. The one thing that I wasn't thinking about, if you look, this is made to overlap, and it's on the wrong side. So what I'll have to do is get the other board up, use this piece to fill in on this side, and use the piece that I'll have left from that to fill in on this side. And then I can do the front. And I have the next piece up. I need to cut it, and I just got this holding it in place for now. And this one should be easier to get back into position. The last one I drew a line so that I knew where to line it up with. This just goes up to the other one, and it should be good. So I'm going to get the line drawn, get this down, cut it, and get it back up. See where I got to draw the line. And I'll probably take a broom. Almost killed myself getting in here. But this was on the ground, so it's got all kinds of dirt on it, so I'll take a broom once I have it in place and knock the dirt off. And this should be done this week. Well, I had to stop yesterday. Batteries kept dying on me, and I have a couple that won't charge. I don't know what's wrong with them. But I was able to, this morning, move this side a little bit. I'm getting ready to get a saw and cut that little bit off, and didn't finish the openings, and I came up with an idea after I started working on the one over there, and that is, because they actually didn't line up right, is if I cut these ones, they might fit at the back better than the other ones did. And they do, because I was cutting that one and trying my hardest to get it to line up, and it just wasn't working right. So we'll see what happens. a little hard to figure out what angle to shoot this from because of where the sun is. But I got the first board up, and while I need to cut for the door, I'm not. I've just got a few screws in to hold it in place. I'm not doing all of it right now because, like I said, I got to do the door. So I'm going to get the other side done. That's the side that I'll cut off for the door because of the overlap. So that it'll be opening out this way and then that way. And I may not get to the ends, but at least the main part of it will be done, and I'll be able to. I have a little bit more stuff in my hay stall that has to come out. I'll be able to get that out. I'll be going to the hay auction this afternoon. Don't know if I'm going to get anything or not because it's going to be hot. It's been dry. There might not be a lot of hay there. It might really go for a lot. So it remains to be seen. Well, there you go. Got a door up. I am not going to do any more to the front now because I don't have the hinges for the door. Like I said, I got to go to another store and buy them, and I don't want to do a whole lot and then have to take it down to get the doors on. I'm not sure if I'm going to try on the back or not. I'm going to get the hay stall cleaned out now and see what time it is. I'm not overly worried about it if I don't. The door that I cut out is leaning up over there. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I don't know if I want to put it just lying down there or not, because they're talking about a possibility of some rain this week, and I don't know that I want to get it wet. I could just stick it in my feed stall, which is completely messed up and will be until I get this done and rebuilt my tack closet. That's my next project, or actually my second project. My next project will be getting a porta pot where I can use it easily without killing myself. Well, I will have to cut it, but there's the part that has to go under, and it will fit right in there very nicely. So now I know. And I'll have to take out the screw that's at the bottom there. Like I said, that'll get done another day because I'm working on getting the hay stall cleaned out so I can hopefully get hay today. Well, it's almost done. I used some cable ties to attach the frame to the wood and then put caulk on them. Doors are all both cut out. The most fun I had was filling in the holes. I had hoped that they would fill in easily. Well, they didn't, except for one. So they're patched together. Best I could to make it solid. This is the only one that went together without any patch. This one was the hardest one. But it's done. I need to get the doors on today. I had hoped to paint it. I don't know that that's going to happen. It still remains to be seen. And I've got some more tarp so that I can add it to what I have. And then the whole thing will be covered. Fun part is they're calling for rain every day basically next week. So we'll see how much I get done. Wasn't quite as nice as I would have liked it to have been, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I learned a lot from doing it. And there were a few times I got stuck, and the only help that I had came from God. He gave me ideas for how I could do things by myself and gave me the strength to do it. So for that I thank him. This isn't going to be going with me when I eventually move, but at least now when I make one for my greenhouse, I know what I'm doing and it'll be a lot easier. And I must admit, I do like the way these boards look. Definitely looks nicer than the OSB, so I will be using that again when I build stuff. Well, I've got the doors on. They're not on as good as I would have liked to have gotten them on, but they shut, and that's the most important thing. I still have to put the hasp on. I'll do that later. And I was able to paint back. And I'm falling over. Okay, there's the back all painted. I can't do the front because it was a can of paint that I had left over from another project, and that's all the paint there is. I know I have more paint elsewhere, so the front will be a different color than the back, but that doesn't matter. It might be white, it might be, if I have another can that's close to this, paint it that color. Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do for now. It's just starting to rain. I've got the tarp secured the best that I can. I was going to put staples, I couldn't find them. So I've got some screws with cable ties on it. And then that tarp is strung over to there. I may just very well go see if I can't find a slightly bigger tarp. See, I've got the back tied. It'll do. It's not looking that bad, but once I hate it when I hit a button on the phone and it shuts it off. Once I'm able to find my staples, this will get stapled down to here, make it nice and secure. And if I have to, put some boards on top, even to help keep it in place. And it'll do for storing my equipment. And like I said, right now it's a mess because everything's just kind of thrown in there. I'll be putting staples along the side as well to keep the tarp down there. And once this is all cleaned up, I'll have a nice little storage area. Well, I went to a local store and I bought another tarp. This tarp, it's long enough there, and it comes all the way to the back, and it's long enough over there. Now I'm leaving the other tarp underneath because with just the one layer, you will get condensation with the tarp, and then it's basically like it's raining inside, and I don't really want to be rained on. I am going to be having somebody help me move these doors so that I can put them up higher. We had rain the other day and the rain was going through the crack at the top there. And it'll make it easier also to open the doors because they pretty much dragged the ground. That's why I cut the inch off, because I wanted to have it up higher. Might need to redo the hasp, but that's okay. Almost forgot to say, the way I got the tarp over was I tied a rope at about the middle and pulled it over. If you're doing this by yourself, it always helps to have a place where you can tie the rope to. It'll go so far and then you have to stop and go and stretch it out a little bit. But after doing that a couple of times, I got it in place. So I said, now I got to tie it down.